It was coming at me, yo.
You attacked the shit out of him.
It was coming at me. The guy was coming at me crazy.
What?
Yeah. Wait, I was moving. I was taking a picture right now.
I don't matter.
Maybach music.
Can anybody out there hear me? Hear me? 'Cause I just wanna...
On this team, we fight for that itch. On this team, we tear ourselves and everyone else around us to pieces for that itch.
Coming in at 320 kilobytes per second, it's time for Mattie C's Sports for you and me.
What the fuck is up? They ain't touching me for nothing. Gang shit is not my business. I ain't not the one to fuck with.
Awesome day.
On this gloomy, glorious Sunday afternoon, man, I'm doing pretty good. We actually went and checked out. It's like this Disney immersion, live, interactive like show. You take Sadie to it; she would love it. But it's over in the Back Bay, and they pretty much run through like all of their animation movies, and they kind of bring a storyline that runs like through all of the films, and you know what I mean. So it's really cool how they strung it together and they brought it all into this, like, you're pretty much in this interactive room. So like the stuff on the floor is interacting with the way you walk. Like when you get close to the walls, the animation picks up a little bit. Like it's really cool how technology is brought in that like all around now. It was wild. Hey,
I look forward to taking Sadie to that. Actually, that sounds fun.
It was pretty cool.
I want to say congratulations to you and Afka on having your baby boy. Wish her nothing but the best health, and I'm sure you're gonna have good health because of that food you eat over there, bro.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, thank you. I mean, we're very excited. You know, nervous being first time parents and whatnot, but it's an exciting nervousness. You know what I mean? Like, I know we're going to be totally fine and be able to handle everything that comes our way, but it's like part of me is like, you don't know what you don't know. So I'm looking forward to the journey.
Oh, it's suspenseful for sure, man. Like, there's nothing like it. Like, just the whole scene is trippy. Like when you first like have the interaction, you're like, oh my God, like you're a human being now. Like you're not an image on a screen anymore. You know what I mean? Like, so the suspense is real.
Like actually like getting to hold your child for the first time is going to be one of the craziest feelings in the world.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah. But, so man, one of the best battles I've seen, and everybody was saying that it was the best fight in Cage Titans history with you and Mo Kalani, which, I mean, I think it's a toss up with that and Jacob Bone. Like I thought Bone was a better battle. So
yeah, I mean, I think both of those fights were phenomenal. Both of those fights were very bloody, unfortunately, but we had a lot of fun. I would say, from my perspective, I think that Mo hung around longer than Bone did. You know what I mean? Like I feel like Bone was on autopilot halfway through the second round, maybe halfway, like maybe all of round two. He was just kind of like out on his feet. But I feel like Mo was still fighting pretty hard until the end. I think, you know what I mean? So both great fights, both great opponents, both, you know, great enjoyment, great whatever am I trying to say? Just spectacles for the fans, you know.
And I mean, you guys
fireworks.
hyped it up too. You guys hyped it up great. I mean,
yeah,
people were ready for that.
I knew he's had a grudge against me. I knew he had a grudge against me. Like he said in the interview, everything that I suspected, he came out and told the whole world from like everything at that presser. So, he telling everybody how much he hated me from day one. He got into the sport hoping to fight me, hoping to beat me. He did he always tried to mean mug me and try to give me the eye at every single Cage Titans event that he'd ever been to. Like, all of my suspicions were confirmed, and he just told the whole world about it. So I knew he thought he was going to come in and try to take everything that I put underneath my belt. And it was just I was more insulted that he thought he was going to be able to come in there and take that from me. So I just ran with it, So he did that Table Titans right before I did. And I was pretty much walking out of team training, hadn't seen anything. And they kind of mentioned it to me right then and there. So I was all fired up from sparring, and I just ran with it. I'm like, fuck this, let's go. Like, I know that this kid's been trying to get a fight with me for a while now. Like, let's do it. And when I decided to take the fight, I'm like, I'm going to have some fun with this one like I used to, and just talk a lot of shit, because I knew he had an issue with me. To me, he was another fucking hole in the wall, not a fly on the wall. It didn't really matter. But it was just a lot of fun. It was just a lot of fun to talk shit.
It looks like it, man. I mean, but like from the outside looking in, I see you in that cage, and man, like, just the atmosphere was so friggin' loud. I've never seen it that loud in a long time. And
it was pretty cool to hear like the chants in the third round. And I was like, oh, this is pretty badass. Like, this whole place is fucking screaming my name. I'm like, let's go. Like, everybody in there hated him that night. I mean, I do have my fair share of foes in New England, so everybody was rooting for him too. But it was wild to hear.
Because I purposely went out of my way from the interview part, and I was like, I have to see this fight. Like, and it was well worth it, bro. Like, it was worth it.
I'm not watching this on a screen out back. I'm going to sit by the cage. I'll be back.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, your teammates had a great night that night. And then to follow your fight, John Duma and the party fought, and they had a bloody battle too.
Dude, because me and Keegan were supposed to fight, I was supposed to fight for Bellator. I was supposed to fight this kid. He popped for steroids. I forget the kid's name. Oh, what's his name?
Ali?
No. Jay Perrin fought him too. But the Mohegan Athletic Commission randomly decided to test this kid and pop for steroids. So that fight fell out. I was going to take another fight just to kind of stay active. And it was supposed to be Keegan. Like, Keegan's got, he's 7-23. I don't know what his fucking record is. He's terrible. But because I went to go, say respect to Mo after the fight, to the other coach, and the Keegan's like, don't fucking touch me. I'm not shaking your fucking hand. And I'm like, fuck you, Keegan. You can get it too. I'm going to fuck you up right now. So they split us up. And I sent Max, my little brother. I'm like, Max, go fuck Keegan up. He's out back right now. Go fuck him up. Max on it. See you later. And he beeline to go grab Keegan, and security fucking grabbed him. They're like, Max, what are you doing? He's like, fuck that kid. Like, Max, go sit with your family. You're not going down there. We saw everything. We know what's happening. Chill out. But because that happened, they brought me upstairs and sent it back to the doctor, back to the interview room. And I had to wait for that fight to be over before the doctor came and stitched me up.
Yeah, man, that was very interesting. So I went up to see you. I remember it was me and Ashley came to see you, and there you are just chilling, like nothing happened. And Africa's on her phone just chilling. Nothing happened. I'm like, bro, dude just got gushing blood all over your face, and then you're just like, I'm cool. And you're like, what's up, Maddie? What's going on? I'm like,
yeah,
damn, bro.
It's a pretty good scar too. Yeah, let me see. Move this phone so you can see it now. So it's right. I can feel it better than see it, but it's right there. So no matter what, it's front and center, with my hairline, everything, no matter what, that's going to be there for the rest of my life. So it's doing my hair for work, and I'm like, what the hell? Oh, that's a scar. That's not going anywhere.
Oh,
Oh, that's a quick reminder. That was a good fight.
so with that fight, I mean, is there anywhere or anyone that you want to fight locally, or do you want to go like, anywhere else, maybe LFA or anywhere, or you just chilling for now?
I mean, so we talked about it after the last fight. The only way we decided that it would be best. The only way I fight before the baby is born is if we get a phone call from the UFC. You know what I mean? Like pretty much an offer I can't say no to. Outside of that, I'll wait until after the baby's born. So it'll probably be ideally maybe one more fight before the end of the year. So he's due in August, so September, October. Maybe I could start the beginning of a camp lightly in October into November, but I'm probably saying November, December. We'll see what the Cage Titan schedule looks like for that time of year. But the baby's the first priority. You know what I mean? It would be pretty selfish to try to fight right after he's born. So once we kind of get that squared away, then I can make an accurate decision on what might be acceptable to fight again. So we'll see. Hopefully one more time by the end of the year. Hopefully the UFC calls and it's like we need you to get ready in 5 weeks. So like we were talking earlier, I'm going to start training again, more regular than I am now. So I'll be getting back into the gym, start my strength and conditioning work in the next week or two. And as long as I have that, I can just jump back into classes and get everything else in line. But it's having the strength and conditioning aspect moving forward that's going to allow me to fight at any given time on a short notice call if need be.
And I hope the baby comes in August because Sadie is born in August.
Me too. I'm August 10th, and I'm like, this little bastard's going to come in and try to steal my birthday. Like, from day one, we're going to be competing. I'm like, this little asshole. He can get it. As soon as he's old enough, I'm going to give him a quick stiff one to the back of the head. This is for stealing my birthday.
So my big question to you, since I know you're into the nutrition and healing and different stuff like that. So after Mo's fight and other fights, like, what was your kind of like recovery like? You know what I mean? Like, what did you do to like heal yourself, like better for yourself?
I know. So lots of CBD. That's great to reduce inflammation. I already supplement regularly with lion's mane, acetylcholine, niacin to get the stuff across the blood-brain barrier. Microdosing psychedelics, magic mushrooms is great for neurogenesis, which is when your brain pretty much just reestablishes damaged connections. So meditating helps. THC, CBD. Rest, you can't really get enough rest. So I haven't been guys, please, no sparring since. I probably won't spar again, maybe for another month or two. I'm kind of at the point where I'll only continue sparring if I'm in fight camp so I'm not taking unnecessary blows. You know what I mean? It's just mileage I don't need. But you just want to look at all of the things that reduce inflammation. So I take a turmeric product from Paleo Valley that helps with inflammation. So let's get back to the CBD, THC, the healthy fats. So things like ghee, coconut oil, tallow, all of your healthy fats are really good for your brain as well. Cholesterol is really good for your brain. So things like egg yolks. Minimizing alcohol after a fight. A lot of people want to get shit faced after they fight, but that's like terrible for your brain. So you should probably, if you get into a banger, you should limit the alcohol for a couple days, maybe a couple weeks, before you really let that go, because that's just going to increase the inflammation going on in the brain. So yeah, it's just more of like the healthy stuff and eliminating all the processed shit that's really good. And then rest is the best.
Pete, that's why I love you on this show, because like you give me the good methods on like how to properly take care of yourself. And I always love it. And then the funny thing about that is I should have called your ass when I had my knee stuff go on, and you could have told me all these things.
Yeah, I mean, the Western medicine's good for certain things, but the maintenance is you're better off with like just eating healthier to prolong you in the long run. You know what I mean? I don't think if you have a knee issue, I don't think there's much I can give you there outside of like maybe a couple supplements to help with the pain outside of taking the big pharmaceuticals. But
I mean, it's better now, but I'll tell you, the pharmaceuticals sucked. I had for one day and I threw it up. So I was like, nope, I'm not doing this shit. Like,
yeah,
I just felt like it was like, I don't know, like a poison, you know what I'm saying? Like my body just did not want that.
yeah. I mean, the painkillers will fuck you up. That's for sure. Your body doesn't.
I don't
like
even
it.
think I lasted an hour, and I was like, nope, this ain't happening. Like, I'm done with this. So I'm gonna have to go to Western medicine for sure. But man, I mean, you've done so well in this game, man. Like, I see all like the dedication you take for this sport, and I think it's rubbing off on teammates and stuff like that. Because like I was recently talking with Phil Bambino not too long ago, and he was saying how like it's good to do stuff with you because like pretty much considers you like elite, and people really like respect you and look up to you to like make them better. So I mean, like working with these guys and like Studio Tong, like dude, like you guys are crazy good. Like all
Yeah,
the
I mean
guys that train
he's
there.
awesome. He's a good athlete. He puts the work in. We were doing some one-on-one stuff on Wednesdays, just like footwork drills, Barry Robinson stuff, and he just really wants to get better as fast as he can. So he's a good student. You know what I mean? He's very coachable, which a lot of guys in this game aren't coachable, and they think they know what they need, and they're always right. Don't take criticism well, but he's a pretty coachable kid.
How do you coach Earthquake?
So he's kind of new to Sit. I don't know where he had come from before. We call him Louisiana because that's where he's from originally.
Yeah.
And I think he trained at Citadel maybe a little bit before he ended up with us. But when he got to us, he was already a pro. So it's more of a teammate role there than like a mentor coaching role. But he's been coming to my classes and picking up more of my information, my little gems and tidbits. So I have a little bit of influence with him, especially when like we'll be working on something and you'll see it right away, and he'll come back and be like, "Oh, what we were talking about the other night. I saw that in sparring, and it all makes sense now." So he's like, he sees the value with my input as well. But Phil's just, I think Phil just puts me on a higher level. And he's just trying to soak up as much as he can.
And I told him 2 fights ago when he lost, I was like, dude, you're gonna be good in this game. And then he's been waiting to go on my show for so long. I was like, yeah, you're on my show for sure. And then I had Earthquake too, and it was confusing me because he had his hair in cornrows, and I'm like, bro, you got to keep the fro, man. Like you got the 70s like cop look, like bro, like you're about to tackle somebody, bro. Like
yeah, dude, he's a character, bro. He's always got funky stuff going on with his hair.
So I mean, for you, right? So after all that happened, I mean, with this new news and stuff with the baby and stuff, are we gonna see him fight? Are you looking that route?
Yeah, I mean, if ideally my kids will want to do what I do, and I don't think I'm going to be walking away from this lifestyle anytime soon. So if my kids want to make the decision to fight when they get older, I mean, yeah, absolutely. I can't take that away. I can't withhold that from them. I'm going to raise them, in jiu-jitsu, raise them in Muay Thai, raise them with boxing, all of that. That'll be like their sports. growing up. So, I mean, if my kid wants to play soccer, my kid can play soccer. If my kid wants to play football, my kid can play football. But in the home, like, we're going to have those things regularly around. So if he wants to fight, he can fight. You know, a lot of people say, I'd never let my kid fight. Like, look at all this brain damage. I'm like, yeah, but it's okay for us to do it to ourselves, but I'm going to get in the way of letting my kid have the same enjoyment that I have from this. Like, no, maybe my kid wants to go fucking fight people. Like, I don't know. Like, yeah, I would love to let my kids fight. You know what I mean? It's just not for the wrong reasons. You know what I mean? Like, by the time they fight, they should be very elite, you know, martial artists. And when it comes time to get in the cage to compete, they'll have had plenty of opportunities to test their skills and whatnot. I wouldn't just blindly throw my kid in there. Like, he'll be handled and cultured and properly brought up in the fight game. So yeah, those bastards will fight.
You can't say, you know, like, oh, if somebody ever told you, oh, hey, like, oh, I got brain damage and stuff, like, you're gonna get damaged in there. It's like, well, I'm talking to you. You tell me all this good stuff, and we always have the conspiracy theory stories, bro. Like, you know what you're saying. Like, I don't see any damage there.
So, I mean, I can't say that I'm like a special case, but I've definitely had conversations with doctors that within the MMA community that have told me, hey, you know, I've been keeping an eye on you. You know, some people seem to exhibit, you know, negative side effects from fighting more regularly than others. Some people, you know, never show any signs of anything. Some people's brains are just like better built for it. And, you know, I think I'm just one of those fortunate people where structurally, for whatever reason, my brain can take a beating and it's not missing a beat. But again, I think that has a lot to do with the diet, the lifestyle, the nutrition, the whole gamut of everything going in. You know, if I wasn't 100% committed on all fronts, I don't think I would be exhibiting the same, you know, or lack of warning signs that you would look at from a seasoned fighter.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I have, you know, that little boost of confidence there. So what I'm trying to say is there are doctors in the community that have kept their eye on me over the years, and they seem to think that my brain's doing just fine, you know, and maybe not everybody's as fortunate. Some people fight 2 or 3 times and you can tell right away, like, oh, he had a bad concussion. Like, he probably shouldn't fight again. I just don't seem to have those issues.
No, you don't. So my final question to you, man, is there anything, like, any type of deal, like, you want to tell anybody, like, where they can find you, like, training wise and stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always over at Hardcore Fitness in Rockland. We do a cardio kickboxing boxing class from 7:30 to 8 Monday through Thursday. I have a Tuesday night class there as well. It's from 5 to 6. I'm really trying to build the numbers there. But it's like a boxing kickboxing class. Kind of depends on the clientele that's there that day. If I've got people that don't really want to learn how to kick, then we can spend time on the hands. We got guys that want to do all of it. We can do all of it. But then I'm also over at Lozon's on Tuesdays and Thursdays teaching from 11 to 12 their kickboxing classes. So come check me out there as well. And if you're in Somerville, I teach at Siyatong on Monday nights at 7. And then we run sparring at 8. So I'm all over the place, man. I'm all over. You come see me in Somerville. You come see me in Rockland. You come see me in Raynham. You come see me at work in West Bridgewater. I pour those nice mean drinks at Barrett's Ale House. Like, I'm always available.
Yeah. 106, 105, Route 18, 495. Yeah. Like,
I'm all over. Absolutely.
Your office is that truck, bro.
I live in my truck. 100% live in that truck. And it's a nice truck to live in, you know, nice leather seats, heated. The AC works real nice in the summer.
And you have a permanent nice air freshener in there too.
I know what you mean. Which will change with the baby on the way. I gotta that will be a thing of the past. But yeah, for now, it always smells fresh in there.
It does. It's always good to get shirts from you and stuff from there.
Yeah. Oh, it smells like some good stuff in there.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Pete, I really want to thank you for coming on the show as always. I always call you the OG of the show because literally you have been. So thank you for coming on. And I wish you and Africa and the baby boy
I appreciate that.
all the healthiness in the world. And yeah, we'll talk to you again soon.
Yeah, man, absolutely. I love coming on. We always chop it up, and I will make sure to let Africa know you said those nice things.
Okay, and chill with the dogs now because you've been pushing them out of the way.
Dude, he's spent now. Now he's laying down to take a nap because he's had his fun with chasing the ball.
All right, everybody. Slippery Pete, Peter Barrett right here. You'll see him everywhere. And good night, Sadie, and everybody have a good night.
Later, brother.
Thanks for watching Mattie C's Sports for You and Me. Make sure to follow Mattie C on Matt Cameron 23 on Twitter, Mattie C23 on Instagram, and subscribe to Mattie C's Sports for You and Me on YouTube.
What the fuck is up? They ain't touching me for nothing. Gang shit is not my business. I ain't not the one to fuck with. I bring the flow with lyrical stamina, rapping a million miles. One point I'm an animal, then I'm a cannibal, taking my pick and I pounce. Bold and serious, cold amphibious track murderer. A cup I need by no one, so I got my back vertebra. The heat is up, extinguisher. I got the track burning up. Don't think to touch 6 feet's enough to get the match to combust. Diamond, strike it, ignite on any gift and surface solid. Callous symbols that come from